Trump is absolutely the president of the United States of America. He's going to be your president. He's going to be my president. This is going to cause immense instability in America's footprint globally. The U.S. is not in decline. It does not need to be in decline even under Trump. There's obviously ways that he can succeed domestically, but the U.S. is in decline internationally. If you are Europe, or if you are Asia, and you're looking at the United States and saying, geez, I wasn't even sure about the U.S. under Obama, and now we got this guy, I think the answer is you're going to hedge like crazy. Because our allies are weaker, they're more fragmented, because the Chinese are getting stronger, they're building economic architecture that is very much, in competition with that of the United States, and those things are going to be fundamentally problematic for a Trump administration to drive.
This includes stopping China's outrageous theft.
You're going to see a whole bunch of Asian countries that see that the pivot to Asia is dead, one of many pieces of the Obama legacy that have been obliterated by a Trump election, and that as a consequence, they will be moving towards China. So China will be able to really create a much more robust alternative economic model. It'll largely be bilateral relations where they have more influence, not multilateral relations.
At some point, we have to say, you know what? We're better off if Japan protects itself against this maniac in North Korea.
Now, we have already heard from Trump and his team that they believe that North Korea and non-proliferation is one of the most important challenges out there, and that the North Koreans have to be stopped. And I think their ability to tell the North Koreans to stop is zero. So what do? You hit China, which provides 90% of the economic aid for North Korea. Now, a smart thing to do would be to sit down with the Chinese and say, look, these guys have 20 nukes, our policy wasn't realistic. What are the carrots and sticks we can give them to stop them now? I doubt that's the kind of approach we're going to see under Trump. If Trump says the Chinese have to actually stop these guys because the non-proliferation is unacceptable, the Chinese are going to tell the Americans no. And that could be the beginning of an escalatory sanctions. What's really interesting is that Trump's foreign policy, in many ways, looks Chinese. It is not isolationist, but it's unilateral. It doesn't care about values. It's indifferent to what happens within individual countries. But on the issues where you do have a national interest, you go hard.
I am proposing a new foreign policy focused on advancing America's core national interests.
Well, that's actually what China does. The interesting thing, of course, is that that's exactly what America has not done. America has been the exceptionalist power, the indispensable power, the power where the values actually matter. We don't act like other countries. That weakens the United States in a critical way, because that's the soft power that you can't put a dollar sign on.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
There's no question that the world is a much more dangerous place with a Trump presidency, partially because the lack of experience means that you might have mishandling of crises as they come up, overreaction. The U.S. is no longer leader of the free world. We can retire that title.